Good morning. It's 7:15 in the morning, and what a week it's been. Um, the two new cats, Picante and Marigold, are no more. I think the difficult decision was made to return the cats last week. Um, Marigold was actually returned yesterday, and Picante is on her way back to the breeder today. I can't really describe what happened really, except Pippa was sort of, I suppose, bullied. She was attacked by Marigold, and she had like an abscess on her tail, which we've been treating through the vets. So it cost us $200 for this, that, and the other. She had to have some more antibiotics, and that was another $70. And it seems that Marigold, at least, was not going to get on with Pepper at all. So I think we'd already made that decision that Marigold had to go, which was sad because, I mean, both Marigold and Picante were exceedingly loving cats, very, very affectionate. But they just, or Marigold rather, just could not get on with Pippa. We think Picante could have, but I think the breeder sort of said, in conjunction with us, really, that it was both of them that had to come back. The vet actually said that Marigold couldn't stay here because of her attacking Pippa. So we sort of contacted the breeder. I think she was at a cat show at the time. I'm not sure. And she said, well, you need to bring Marigold back. So, as I said, she was brought back. She then phoned last night to say you probably need to bring Picante back because she's exceedingly upset because they were a bonded pair. Now, I'm in two minds about this because I know Picante, being a disabled cat, needs humans more than most. She sleeps in bed every night. She cries if you're not in her company. She is very, very needy. And I don't think locking her up in a cage now is the best thing for her. But, the breeder hopes to get a home for both of them together. That's easier said than done. And I don't think other people will be as congenial as what we would and let them, you know, and do what we're told. I mean, selfishly, we probably should have kept Picante and said no, she's staying, but they were only here on a trial, really, so we can't really do that. There's this basket. They actually loved both of them. They used to sort of sleep in it together. So there's no point in sending that basket with them because any new family will just discard anything that we leave with them anyway. So yes, it's exceedingly heartbreaking. But then having animals is heartbreaking, and I wish we were told to bring them both back together initially, rather than over 2 days, because that's just too emotionally draining. So anyway, happy memories in the main. Picante is a lovely, lovely cat. We are not going to be getting any more cats whatsoever. We're just going to stick with Pippa. I think she also needs her space, and I think she's better off being an only cat anyway. So no more cats for us. And anyway, it was exceedingly expensive. It was costing a fortune. But that's not a reason to give up cats, obviously, because we would have paid, the earth for that. Just to keep Picante mainly. I would have keep both of them, but it just wasn't going to work. So anyway, we just have to move on and make the best of a bad situation. This week has been, apart from, you know, the cats. It's been a cold week, and I'm sort of suffering, really suffering with a cold. Not since I lived in Britain have I felt so achy, and yeah, it's like all my all my ailments are flooding back. Oh my God. Um, so yeah, I've got pains in my hands. My hands are freezing, absolutely freezing. And look, I mean, I'm not being funny. These are not temperatures that you see in the UK. I remember temperatures of minus this, that, and the other in the UK. They do not happen here. The temperatures I'm talking about 7, 8 degrees, about that sort of level. But because I particularly acclimatized here, it is bitingly cold. I was talking to some Australians the other day who actually did say, "You're cold like we're cold. You've acclimatized. You've settled into the Australian way of life, and that's why you feel it," which is true. And as I said, we haven't had a winter now for a long time. So this is the first winter we're going through. It's all a bit back to front, and it's in the British summertime, and that's a bit weird. My body clock's still all over the place for that. But when you move to another country, that's what happens. I was actually reading about the couple living in Perth. Actually, they 50, was he 56 or 57, and his wife was 50. And he'd been over here sponsored by a firm working. I think they've been here for about 8 years. And with rule changes, etc., he can no longer stay. He's now considered too old. He no longer works for the same company, so he doesn't have a sponsor, and they've been ordered to leave. It makes me think how lucky I am to be here, because I am 52, and ordinarily the cut-off point's 45, and I shouldn't be here. But I'm married to an Australian, so that gives me rights over and above other people. And on the other side of it, I think to myself, God, this is hard work. It really is hard work. When you're leaving everyone behind, it is hard work. I'm speaking to people more from the UK now than ever, because I'm trying to keep those friendships and relationships alive, especially with the people I hold so dear. John being a prime example, who's not well, and I do talk to him every Monday, and I make a point of doing that, and obviously Jules as well every Sunday if we can do it, because obviously Jules has commitments working as well, but I will be phoning him this Sunday. So yeah, it is difficult when you leave people behind, and that's the hardest part. I was talking to another lady, a lesbian lady actually, she was one of the £10 poms, so she's getting on a bit, bless her now. But she was talking about, even at her age, and she's single. She said it's very difficult making friends in Australia. Whether that's because Australians are standoffish, I don't know, but it's just difficult. And they've all got their lives, and at 52 years old, it's we're not going to fit into someone else's life. So we're very much on our own, which isn't too much of an issue. We've done that many times before. We do have a few friends here, obviously, but they are old friends of both of us, really. Other high school friends, etc. So yeah, it's been a strange old week. It makes you think about how lucky you are, and how ordinary our lives are becoming. You know, saying goodbye to the cats was, yeah, it just shows that we are now embedded in Australian life, and that kind of makes me happy, but it kind of makes me sad at the same time. It's a double-edged sword, I suppose. So anyway, have a wonderful weekend, and have a wonderful next week. And promise I shall do a written blog next week. Obviously, I don't feel up to it today. Losing Picante, it's not been I'm not in that mood or that frame of mind for sitting down and writing. So I thought I'd do a vlog instead. So look after yourselves, enjoy the sun if you're in the UK and Spain, obviously, and we'll just carry on carrying on. Ciao.